You look like you just got off the toilet and came over and sat down next to me. And you're like,
Hey everybody, I'm Adam,
I'm Michael.
and we're bored in Ohio.
Yes.
Why are you talking about what?
It's just the way you walked over and sat down and were adjusting and analyzing the room. It looked like you just went and took a crap and came over and sat down next to me.
Have you been put in the scenario where you're around people that do that a lot?
I mean, at bars.
Oh, how do you know they did their number two business?
It takes longer than 60 seconds, I would assume. Now, if it's me, you can't count that because it takes me a minimum 3 to 5 minutes to pee. But everybody else, I give them about 60 seconds, and I know you're pooping.
Mike's 60-second rule.
That's right.
Pooping.
And I set a timer every time you walk away. Just remember that the next time we're at the bar, which is every week.
I don't poop at the bar.
I would never.
That's disgusting.
That's disgusting. Men are gross.
I'm pretty sure you have a topic that you would like to discuss this week.
Yes, I would like to. Not that we're sticking to just movie themes, as we said, or TV. But
that's assuming somebody watched the last video we posted. Don't ever assume that.
Okay, and the last thing, never mind. Okay, so anyway, I would like to discuss what is going wrong, or what is wrong with Marvel, and what Disney is doing with this property of garbage that they're putting out ever since the Infinity. Wait, no, is it Infinity War the second one? Endgame's the second one, which that wasn't even good. And it's like, do you remember how like it started? Like Iron Man was decent, but if you rewatch it, there's a lot of real stupid shit in that movie.
Well, sure.
And then Thor was just, Chris Hemsworth dyed blonde eyebrows I can't get over. But there's a bunch of like shittiness, right? And then it got, okay, you guys are establishing your bullshit, and okay, we're going to do something with this. And it's not like I expect these things to be Oscar winning based on written content, right? Or acting, that they're going to win all these awards and they're supposed to be like this dramatic feat of some like, Godfather or something. I don't expect that. But at the same time, it's like they're just putting shit out there. It's like if you and I were going to constantly force ourselves for like 20 days straight, come up with as many special effect bullshit that we could come up with, short ideas of 30 seconds, and as we're forcing to put as many as we can get done within that period of time, and then just feeding the garbage out, just coming with random bullshit ideas the whole time. Like they're not. Fucking DC's doing better than them right now, and that's saying something after those Zack Snyder films. Like the Batman was pretty damn decent.
Well,
I mean, long.
Let's be honest. Yeah. Batman is the only character that DC has.
Oh, I thought
to stand on.
I thought you were gonna shit on my Spider-Man. Okay.
Oh no! I'm done. Like you just said, DC's doing better, but they literally have Pattinson's Batman, and
you can't forget Blue Beetle.
Joker. I never saw Blue Beetle.
I haven't either.
Although, like, a part of me wanted to because that kid's from Cobra Kai, and I'm like,
Cindy got her picture taken with him.
Oh, I bet she did. She probably loved it.
Now he thought he was. Yeah, he didn't think he's as cool as shit as James Marsters was. From Buffy.
Yeah.
Spike. Like he thought he was cool shit, and he is.
She.
No, he. The guy that plays Spike.
You said he doesn't think he. Oh wait, I'm getting confused.
My daughter got her picture taken with Blue Beetle guy.
Yeah.
And she got her picture taken with James Marsters.
Yeah.
Spike. He thought he was cool shit. And he is. But he definitely thought he was. Whereas Blue Beetle kid was kind of like, he looked like he's still in high school. He acted like he was still in high school.
He's young, isn't he?
It's sure. And here's another little young chick that wants to get her picture taken with me. Cool, yay.
Well, I mean, that's a lot of attention at that age. I wouldn't.
He didn't ask me if I wanted to be in the picture with him, but James Marsters asked, "Hey, Dad, you want to come in on this?" I said no.
Because he knows that you're the one who watched the fucking show.
He knows.
Yeah,
and it's probably because the way I was looking at him too.
Anywho,
yeah,
I'm gonna throw in some of my 2 cents of my initial reaction, like the first, the Iron Man, even though technically I think was Incredible Hulk before Iron Man? I can't ever remember with Norton. Or which one? I think it might have been Iron Man first. Doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
I
think Incredible Hulk was.
We'll just say Iron Man's the start.
Okay.
End Game is the end
of that.
Of like,
yeah.
I'd say for that arc of Marvel, I think they did relatively good. There's never going to be, you're never going to bat 100, you know, or bat 1,000. That's the one. That's the fucking phrase. See,
I
we
knew
shouldn't
I
talk
knew what you were
sports.
going. I knew what you were going. But yes,
There's plenty of good movies in there, right? Like there were enough good movies in there to, I'd say, alleviate the bad ones.
can you just name 5 of the good ones?
I
Out of
think-
like 15 or 20, whatever the fuck there is. There's like
I
stupid
think
amount.
the first Iron Man's good.
Okay, I agree.
The second Captain America, which you refused to watch forever, but
That was-
literally, I think that might be their strongest
I
film.
think that's their strongest film.
Ragnarok,
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay,
the first Guardians, and Infinity War. I liked Infinity War a lot, actually. I
Okay,
think
yeah, I give you those.
Endgame felt like I've said it many times, a clip show where they're just showing their greatest hits from the season. You know,
It's like what I bitched about too, and they held it way to the fucking end, and then they're like, oh okay, suddenly everyone's just here because we want to fit everybody in there at the end. It was
yeah. But so, and that's with like their mainline characters, right? And these people played these parts for so long, and then you lose them after Endgame. At least like Tony Stark,
yeah.
Captain America. Hemsworth is still there as Thor, but
Captain America can go away forever.
well, that's, I mean, yeah, it's fine. But like, as far as like of that kind of Marvel stuff, like those Iron Man and Captain America are like two staples, right?
Sure.
Being that they haven't been able to get into X-Men and they brought in Spider-Man, but like it's kind of this weird half marriage with Sony.
Yes.
They can't go full in on Spider-Man.
God, did you see that trailer for Madam Web?
No, I saw that at release and I'm like, I don't know about that. I was already like not sure about it anyway, but let's not go there
ahead.
yet.
Yeah, okay. Sorry.
So you do like your first thing and like people love it and like it's a cinematic universe, which became like such a fucking trigger phrase for me because then everyone was like, we need a cinematic universe. No, you fucking don't. Just tell a good fucking story.
Yes.
That's all I need. And it could be one. It could be one of them. That's great. But so then after Endgame, then they're like, well, shit.
Yeah.
We have this interconnected story and we have to keep it going. So they keep introducing characters that people care less and less about.
Yeah, they should have saved some.
So that's, I think one problem is like they're introducing these characters that I'd say are less overall appealing. Like they're not as well known and they could be a hard sell. But on top of that, they're just using the same formula for every character they introduce. So it's like watching it's like watching Iron Man all over again, but with
yeah, you're watching
reskinned.
It's reskinned.
So it's not even giving those new characters a chance. Like Disney's doing what Disney does. They make success with something and then they turn it into this like just fucking farm of just push it out. We got the formula, we got it. But
like
people are getting wise to that.
What's even the last Disney movie that was any good? Up?
I like Pixar.
Sure.
Well, that's things like they bought Pixar out too. But I mean, Disney, like their animation stuff is fine.
Right, but what I'm saying, as a movie that was actually a good idea, good story, it was well done. Up, right? Was their last one that was decent? I can't even think of anything they put out.
There's been other ones.
Like what, Frozen or whatever the fuck? I can't even.
I mean, people love Frozen. There's nothing wrong with those movies. I have no problem. You also don't like
I don't like
music.
musicals.
Yeah, so that's never going to be up your alley.
Yeah.
People like those. They're fine. Like another one, like Kanto, another one with music. It's fine. Like I have no problem with those movies at all. As far as like Pixar, like the last Pixar movie I think I saw might have been Inside Out.
Didn't see it.
That's good.
Didn't. I just. Everything looks the fucking same to me now. Like it's like. After,
Well, that's because you're old. We've seen it all.
I'm trying to say, it's like between Inside Out and there's something else that's coming out right now.
There's another Inside Out movie.
Yeah, besides
They made a
that one,
sequel.
there's another, like, I forget what it's called. There's another one that I just saw a trailer for. I'm like, this looks exact. They even look all the same. Like everybody, like they're just a different character, but they all use the same color scheme. They're all using.
That's fair. That's part of that is also we found success in this design of character, and we're going to keep using that. Well, it's like all the Disney characters, like their features are like cats.
Yeah.
and that's what makes them cuter and more appealing. And we immediately have like a reaction to them. It's all psychological, but like you can vary your freaking style.
Yeah.
That's why when Spider-Verse came out,
God, did you see
people
the
were
second
like,
one?
not yet.
Oh my God, it's so good.
It's like people like lost their shit because it was like, whoa, like it was bringing back like 2D animation layered on 3D, and they were doing this weird like half thing, like it was like 12 frames per second sometimes versus what we're used to of 24 or 30 or 60 frames per second. So you got interesting motion, and like that was refreshing. Of course, then like I never saw it yet, but the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movie,
I did.
Mutants of Mayhem, or whatever the fuck it's called.
I did.
They have a similar style.
Yeah.
I take it by your tone, you did not care for said movie.
I just wanted something better.
Okay.
It's just.
Well, maybe they will with the sequel. I know they've like I haven't watched it yet.
Shredder's going to be in the sequel.
Yeah. I saw that was mentioned.
I mean, all I did the whole time was like, oh yeah, wait a minute, I recognize that actor's voice. Who was this? Oh, and I'm like, oh yeah. I spent half the movie going to IMDb saying, this sounds like, is that who this one is? Oh yeah, look at it.
That sounds like an ADHD problem.
No, it sounds like I'm fucking bored. Like
We're just distracted.
I'm bored, and I don't know. It looked cool at times. I just want something. You know what I want? I want everything darker. I want and don't you put that on me as my.
No. Like
I want everything darker. I'm so sick of the happy bullshit. I don't think everything
needs to be darker, but I think you're getting into some more of like what we, and I assume a lot of people have difficulty with Marvel, is like the oversaturation of humor into these movies now, and like they'll have like a funny part after or a part that's supposed to be serious. Yeah. And that completely undercuts the previous scene. And it's like, oh, we have to meet our joke quota.
Yeah.
That Ragnarok, Jesus Christ.
Oh yeah.
And like not Ragnarok, sorry, the Thor Love and Thunder. Ragnarok was fantastic.
Fantastic.
But then they were like, hey, what if we had Ragnarok on like acid?
Yeah. And Chris Hemsworth got uber huge for that movie too. And
wasn't that also for him doing Hulk Hogan?
I think it's still in production, but I know he's not that big anymore. So I don't know, did he already shoot all of his shit? Have they not even done it yet? I don't know.
I have no clue. But
Christian Bale was great in that movie.
Yes, I agree. But like character design, they should have made him look more like what that character looks in the comics. Like,
completely agree with you.
But like Christian Bale always comes to play, man. Like he's ready. Doesn't matter what the role is. He comes in and he fucking kills it. But oversaturation, that word just remind me, like that's also just in general oversaturation. Because Marvel was pumping out 3 movies a year to shove down your throat, and then they added TV on top of it. Yeah. And now, like, I didn't, obviously, I never even saw the first one, Captain Marvel, but the Marvels.
I'm not going to watch it. I will.
Miss Marvel, Kamala Khan, I don't know how they pronounce the character's name. Like, she's in this movie, and it's like, I mean, obviously, I haven't seen the movie, so I don't know if they have enough setup to.
Do you mean your wife? Are we talking about your wife, Brie Larson?
I'm not. No.
You're talking about the Marvels.
Yes.
The movie that's out right now.
Yes.
Who are you talking about? The person.
The girl who plays Miss Marvel.
Oh, I didn't watch that shit. I know. I'm saying shit. Like. Oh.
I know you.
I'm sorry.
You're
making a point.
This is my point.
What's that following? I'm sorry.
You didn't watch that, so you'll go see the Marvels, and I'm wondering, did they put enough time to even let you understand who the fuck this little girl is?
Yeah, it's good. Yeah.
Because I shouldn't have to watch a fucking TV show to enjoy a movie.
I agree.
Like that's my point. Like, not only have we like gone from like a whole like connected movie cinematic universe, but now it's fucking gone over into TV, and you have to spend even much more time in TV. Yeah. Watch a season, and it could be like 10 hours of content.
There needs to be one fucking show a year, 6 or 8 episodes, and one fucking film a year, and just do them half the year and half the year. You got your half year run for the movie or TV, and then you do the other one the other way. And that's a perfect amount for me because it's too much shit. It's like Loki. It just ended. Yes, I couldn't even bring myself. And I love the Loki character that Tom Hiddleston's been doing.
Yeah.
I think he's great. I love that first season of Loki. I thought it was great. And I couldn't bring myself to watch it because of all the shit that they've been putting out for the last 2.5 years. It's just, it's awful. I don't even, now don't get me wrong, I watch it. I watched that fucking Wakanda Forever movie. First one was brilliant. This one was total shit. Total shit. And it's pissing me off because I want a strong female character, superhero, and I want her to do very well. Like Wonder Woman. Was really happy, strong female character. Movie did really well.
The sequel was really bad.
Sequel was awful.
It was so bad.
Oh my god, it was so bad. But it's like the what is it, Captain Marvel? What the fuck it was?
Yeah.
The first one. It was decent. I liked the message about being a strong female and what the shit you have to go through and how you have to stick over yourself. I really like that. I am not going to see this other movie in the theater. I will not rent it. I will wait till it's free on Disney and watch it then. And I'm only going to watch it while I'm surfing the internet because I don't give a shit. I'm just going to watch it in case they mention Spider-Man or Deadpool at some point.
What's hilarious is you've watched more Marvel films than me.
Yeah.
And I'm far less critical. Like I try to make it a point to be less critical and just take it like, because there's a lot of people that make these movies and I don't want to just completely just always shit on them because it's hard work regardless of the outcome.
Sure.
And
just get better fucking writing with stories.
They're doing things that like we kind of wish we could do.
Sure.
But like I was also trying to tell myself like, hey, just don't shit on things as much and just try to enjoy it for what it is.
I can't do it.
But then I think Thor Love and Thunder was what broke me.
Oh yeah, that was disappointing.
Like, especially because I like Taika.
Yeah.
Like I like so many of the things that he does, and it was just I just couldn't believe the product that was put out, and like they were like, "Here, eat your shit."
Yeah. I feel like everything has been lately.
Which like that's almost like Disney's whole thing now. Like, hey, we've been giving you this shit for like more than a decade now. We know you like this shit. Eat this shit.
Yeah.
We told you like the shit. Eat the shit. And now they're like, why aren't they eating this shit?
Yeah. You know, and the whole thing is, I know they're just flushing content out on their Disney Plus for these TV shows anyway, just to make sure they keep subscribers, right? You have enough shit on it that people are going to keep it anyway, so they can go back and watch any Star Wars film they want to at any time, or any Marvel film anytime they want, et cetera, et cetera. You don't have to keep putting this bullshit out there. It's like this Loki season 2. I finished it last night, and I thought, what an utter fucking waste of my time. I spent 6 fucking hours to basically I don't give a shit what anybody says. No stories there. There was no reason to even do it at all, other than to potentially put Loki in a specific position at the very end, which kind of didn't make any kind of sense to me at all. How he came to this conclusion. It just wasn't. The whole fucking thing's confusing as shit. And they said they did it that way on purpose. They made it confusing. They wanted you not to know what the fuck was going on episode to episode.
Okay.
So I figured, all right, that's cool. I don't mind that. As long as at the end, we can memento this shit. And at the end, you kind of reveal why everything went the way they did. And I'm sure they feel like they gave you
enough.
And they did not. And I loved I was happy to watch Hiddleston play Loki for, I don't know how many more times he's going to play that character, if this was his last or not.
He's been doing it for 14 years.
Yeah. So supposedly Hemsworth's going to play Thor at least one more time if they get the right story or whatever. And Taika's not directing it. That was just announced. What was it, yesterday? He was in an interview and said he's not doing it, the 5th one. So they're getting somebody else to do it. Okay.
I think that last one, he was like, they're paying me a lot of money. I'm just going to fuck off and like do some random weird shit.
Yeah.
And then he wasn't really in it.
I mean, Deadpool better be fucking perfect or I'm going to be fucking pissed. But then again, I don't know how they're going to do it. How are they going to do it with I know they're going to say they're letting it be R, but is he going to say, suck my dick? Is somebody's arm going to get cut off where you can see the bone? That kind of crazy shit that was in the first 2.
Yeah.
How is Disney going to let them do anything that they've been doing?
I think it's going to be an interesting experiment. I think it will be, like you're saying, like interesting to see how far
Yeah.
they will let them go with it. Being that the last Deadpool movie, actually the two Deadpool movies together made like almost $2 billion, they should probably just let them do whatever the fuck they want because that's a lot better than what their more recent movies have been doing.
The rule. The rule of no, not too much horror or not too much violence or not too much cussing or not too much. I know you're going to say but it's Disney. Well, just fucking do your Disney World shit here. And then section the rest of it is, I don't know, Disney Fox or where the fuck you want. And that's where your mature content is. And just separate the shit.
Well, that's kind of what they do with like, because they own Hulu, basically. And
yeah, they just bought that too.
Finished, buying out the last person who had any stake in it. And they use Hulu for their more mature content. But one thing back on Deadpool real quick. I fear that they're going to try to use Deadpool to fix all the problems they've been having. That's been like kind of a rumor that he's going to basically fuck up the timeline and basically reset some things. There's rumors about fucking trying to bring Robert Downey Jr. back because they don't know what the fuck to do.
I read that too. Because they're not.
Now, obviously, those are just rumor, and I can't say like.
And Scarlett Johansson said, "Nope, she's dead. I'm not coming back."
They're like, "Yo, they had the fucking nerve to kill me."
Yeah,
and like after she had a whole fucking TV show that was showing like an arc for her character, then I still never watched that Doctor Strange movie. They were just like, "Okay, she's fucking evil."
Yeah.
It's like, okay, you completely ruined her storyline.
And she's dead too. They told her that she's dead.
Yeah.
And it's like, but it's dumb. You got to give them. You can't say a superhero or villain is dead by dropping a bunch of fucking building shit on them.
Sure, and
do
also
something that shows them
Scarlet
dead.
Witch is arguably one of the most powerful characters in Marvel in general because she can bend reality.
Yes. But I was actually I said Scarlett Johansson, but you made my
I know
point
exactly what you're.
I liked Black Widow though. Like, is it a great movie? No, but I enjoyed it.
Okay, I never saw that one either.
It's entertaining.
Fuck, I had a point that I was gonna get to, but you sidetracked it so hard.
Florence Pugh is in that movie. Man, she's so fine.
She might see this and she's gonna totally say, "Who's that guy talking about me?"
That's right. She's gonna hear these sultry tones and not know what to do with herself. I understand.
She'll know what to do. Vomit. Okay, yeah. Back to mature versus more mild content. I think so. That's hard, right?
Sure.
One thing about us aging is we have to realize that we're not the target audience anymore. Not that we shouldn't be a fucking target audience.
They
of
should
some
make
sort.
us happy.
But obviously, there's going to be more stuff that's geared toward people not in our age group anymore. But I think something that's interesting that you put up there is like, okay, we have these characters, right? Some of them, sure, they are definitely more, broad. Doesn't have to be super dark. Can be more fun. Could be at least just more like, PG-13 action movie kind of thing.
Yeah.
But there are characters that require it to be dark. Like whenever they finally like figure out what the fuck they're doing with Blade, because apparently the behind the scenes of that's been a shit show.
Yeah.
Because I think that was supposed to come out this year.
They're gonna lose what's his nuts?
Mahershala.
Yeah, he would be great.
He's so good.
He's so good. Yeah.
That character has to be rated R.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You can't not do that.
You can't not do that. Deadpool has to be rated R as well.
I mean, it did take Fox like God knows how many years to finally make a rated R Wolverine film. And when they did, phenomenal. And it's not because like it needed, like I wanted the gore or anything, but it's like that's part of his character is that he is very like I don't know, like feral. Yeah. When he's fucking pissed,
and it's a darker story.
He's gonna rip you apart.
Yeah.
And to like show him go, and like they cut, the person falls down so fast you don't see the fucking holes.
Yeah, no holes. Yeah.
Like I remember like seeing X2 and I'm like, man, they really let him rage. And then later on I'm like, I was so fucking timid.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
But like there's something to that, like the mature, the gore, the graphic, if it's even just language, right? Like if Deadpool is just making PG-13 quips, like, come on.
Right. It's not the way he talks.
No.
Yeah. So that pisses me off.
So I think they need to recognize when that's the case. And I think that's also where they've kind of backed themselves into a corner by having this fucking connected, everything's connected, and everything has to lead into the next thing. So they all have to have the same fucking tone. I think that's another thing why it, like, that might even be their biggest reason why things are sucking lately, is like, because everything's connected, everything is the same fucking tone.
Yeah. You saw that they made everything Sony is doing and did as canon now as well, right?
So
Marvel announced that everything.
So
Sony, Venom, and everything that Sony has done.
And I told you I did watch the original Venom, and it's okay.
It's entertaining. I don't think it's great.
I mean, I just like, I'll watch anything that Tom Hardy's in.
That's what I'm saying. I love that. But I thought Venom looked good.
No, he definitely, like, the character design was great. Like, much better than
Carnage looked good, but
what they did before.
Yes, and the
poor Topher Grace. I got nothing against that dude, but
that's all Raimi.
He's forever going to be remembered as the shitty Venom.
Oh my god, it was so bad. I was so pissed. Yeah, I was so pissed. Actually, Topher was the least thing that pissed me off, and that I shouldn't say the least. Probably the second.
Was it the emo Spider-Man?
It was the emo Spider-Man. I'm just like, the fuck are you doing to my character?
I mean, the memes that have come out now make up for it a little bit because they're fucking hilarious.
It's just, it upset me. I don't know how I didn't have an aneurysm when I was in the theater. I was so pissed off about that.
I think we should switch it up.
Okay, what do you want to switch to?
No, it's still on the same topic. What I'm saying is I think we should say, what should Disney do to right the ship? I mean, we've shit on it and not given anything of, like, right now we're just assholes that are like, fuck you, you did it wrong. What do you think would bring people back? Because, like, I mean, we can see it in the box office. It's been abysmal for the past few movies. Like, what's going to bring people back? What's going to save that?
The obvious solution would be to bring the two of us in as their story ideas. Okay. All right. Just which character are we working on this week? All right. So in the comic and this stuff and this stuff and this stuff, this person's like this, and we got to do it this way. Here's the general story. Bring the fucking writers in here. You write out a draft based on our story idea. We will critique your draft, which means we're going to make you rewrite at least 33% of it. And then we get to pick the director. We obviously get last say on the actor and the score. Absolutely. Basically, we need to be Feige. Let us in there and let's run all of it. That way the characters are treated correctly. Look, Spider-Man's not a rated R character.
No.
So I would keep him as PG-13. Absolutely. He's got to have his sarcasm in there. He's got to do his thing. Whatever Miss Marvel is, keep her whatever the fuck, PG-13. Or I'm not watching that. You can take over that one. You're in charge.
Okay,
of that
so
story.
I would like to hear your realistic comments.
That is honestly how I feel. I'm being honest with you.
Everyone feels like, I could do better, but like.
So I think I don't even know if is it really Feige who's doing. It's causing everyone to stick to the same monotony of it, or is it not him? But he even though he's overseeing everything to kind of keep everything connected.
With a corporation that big, I'm sure it's a boardroom that's saying you got to keep the formula. This is like our money maker. Don't if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But the thing is, it is broke. Right?
Yeah.
I think Feige. I never know how to pronounce his name. I say Feige.
I don't know. Yeah, I say Feige.
He's been integral in steering the ship as far as what stories to tell and how they're going to relate to one another, I believe. And I got to give credit where credit's due. Like I said, like from Iron Man to Endgame, they did a pretty good job weaving those stories so that they made sense together.
Except for Thor: Dark World, that was fucking weird.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
But like, I didn't see really any weird continuity issues between the films. Like that's a lot to orchestrate, especially because each movie's going to new writers, new directors, blah blah blah.
Sure.
But yeah, I think it's way more than him that is like steering that ship.
So the way Loki ends, and this is on your topic and kind of answer your questions. And I'm not going to tell you how it ends specifically, but I will tell you that it could be a solution
To fix everything.
to fix everything that's currently the way it is, and that's how they fixed it, and just fucking leave it at that, and act like the rest of the shit timelines got mixed in with each other, let's so to say. It could happen, and that's how you get the X-Men brought in. Okay, that might be how they're going to do this solution is this, and then of course the Deadpool movie is their next. They've moved that as to be their next Marvel film.
Yeah.
So, and then Deadpool could be coming in and fucking up or bringing in, however you want to look at it, and combining from these other timelines to create the new. I think that's what they should do. Whatever their fucking end game is with Deadpool, since that's what their plan is to have him fuck up the timelines and basically probably cater in the X-Men, then just start, who's ever in the fucking charge of this shit, make sure that story ends where they can kind of do what you're saying. I think they need to do what they are, individual stories that you combine every now and then. You bring the Avengers. I fucking hate that. I hate that fucking thing, the Avengers. Anyway, you bring them as a team when there's a movie that needs to combine them all, right? For a larger, where then one of them can take down threat. If they did that every, I don't know, 8 to 10 films, but left the other ones completely individual and quit putting fucking Iron Man in my Spider-Man movies, for example, just fucking stop.
Yeah, let the character
Let the
stand on their own
on
two
their
legs.
own. Like that. I mean, I'm like, finally, here we go. And why the fuck? I love you. I fucking love Robert Downey Jr. But just anyway. Yes, they need to do the Batman type deal things. They need to do in the Joker. Do individual. I would love to see, like they did with the Joker, some of these villains, and yeah, some of them don't deserve. I don't want to see a Sandman film. Somebody was talking. I think Sony was talking about having their own. It's just the Sandman. I'm like, I don't want to see a Doc Ock film. You have to be a pretty interesting villain for me to like. The Joker is a very interesting character. I definitely want to see that. Marvel, I don't know. No, I don't think there's anybody that off the top of my head that I'd be like, oh, cool. I'd love to see a Juggernaut movie. Why?
Marvel's villains, I think, struggle a lot because they're usually just like some version of the hero. That they're fighting.
It's just yes.
I agree with a lot of what you're saying, though. I do agree. Like, I don't know how they get there. I know you have some ideas because you've seen more shit than I have, but stop making every movie have to lead into the next thing. If you're gonna do, I don't know. Yeah, let's say when we do an X-Men movie, just let it be the X-Men. You don't have to connect it to any other Marvel franchise. Just let it be their story. And like you're saying, like have team ups happen in some other kind of organic way when it's necessary or when it's like time to do that.
Yeah.
Not every movie has to lead up to some big bad, because that's another problem. It's like when you watch like a 10-year thing come to fruition where they fight the big bad and like, oh my God, they had to fight. Then all the individual movies where they fight somebody, it's like, well, they fucking killed Thanos.
That's
and a
exactly
giant
what I'm
army.
saying. Yes.
They're not going to be able to take care of this fucking schmuck. No, that's silly. Also, less movies per year. Let us miss you. Let us appreciate when the movie comes. Let us have some excitement. Like, I hate that I've had to wait, I don't know how many years it is now, for another Batman sequel.
Well, dude, can you remember between Batman Begins and when The Dark Knight, like that there was that distance between the two films?
Yeah.
I could not fucking wait to see The Dark Knight, like anticipating a sequel after the first one.
Absolutely.
And that made it so much better. Mm-hmm. So yes, that's the fucking remedy. That fixes it all.
Also, as far as like TV's concerned, don't make me have to watch a TV show to enjoy a movie. I think the TV space is great for. That could even be the space for exploring some of the lesser known characters, because 2 hours is, not much time to introduce a character, get me,
Yeah.
feeling something for that character and then telling me some kind of story, try him out on a TV show. Give him like a 6-8 episode season. And then maybe like if it has traction, then you're like, okay, this character's viable. Let's do a bigger budget film.
It's like Moon Knight,
this.
right? You
Yeah.
watched Moon Knight, didn't you? Like, he's entertaining, but would I watch a Moon Knight movie? Probably not. If you want to bring him into something of a larger whatever, and they bring him in, and I love Oscar Isaacs. Don't get me wrong.
He's fantastic.
But I'm like, I don't care enough about that character that I would want to go see the film of the character. It's like the fucking Marvels. I don't care about any of those characters. I don't want to go see the movie. I'm burnt out. That's what it is. I'm just burnt. I'm burnt out. And Loki pissed me off, and everything pisses me off. Everything pisses me off.
Nothing's changed, anybody. He's still the same crotchety, older man now that he always was.
Yeah, thank you. All right, there's your solution. And now we would like a paycheck.
You can hit us up on YouTube, Disney. This wasn't free advice.
Yeah, definitely not free. But if we fucking see them start to do our shit, then we know it was us. They were listening to us.
Yeah.
And we have a lawsuit on our hands.
Yeah, that'll happen. All right, I think that's a good place.
It's a good place.
Wrap it up.
It's a good place. Yes.
It's,
I'm so happy to be back with you again.
It's good to be back, and we'll see you next time.